And hello and welcome, pool fans from all over the world. Here we are kicking off the 2025 Predator Pro Billiard Series season in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. We have 8 pro tournaments for you in these next 11 days and over 200 of the best men, women, and junior players in the world competing for over $400,000 in prize funds. This is the Kamui Las Vegas Men's Open. 128 players all over the world for a $125,000 prize fund, $37,500 for the winner. The game is 10 ball, best of 3 sets, races to 4. If tied at 3 games in the final set, we go to the high-pressured shootout. And once we play down to stage 2, the final 32, it will change to the best of 4 sets, races to 4 games. And if tied in sets, it goes to a shootout. We have this is a first round match between Tony Chohan, who needs no introduction in America, and the young man by the name of Lazaro Martinez from New Braunfels, Texas. And this is George Teache in the booth, joined by one of Canada's finest players, Eric Horlifson. Eric, what a match we have.
Yeah, pleasure to be with everyone again. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Tony's best game is one pocket. I think everybody knows that. But he's coming in at a 776 Fargo, so obviously more than capable in rotation as well. Just doesn't play it as much. I mean, his main game is one pocket. But whenever he does, I feel like he kind of gets in those pool room tournaments where they tend to have bar table tournaments alongside a one pocket tournament. That's the majority of rotation matches he plays. But, you know, he's kind of an unknown on 9-foot rotation, but don't count him out for sure. And the Fargo is indicative of his overall level.
Exactly. And the young man, he's a junior player that will be playing in the showdown here soon.
Yeah, we don't know much about him. We looked into his tournament history a little bit. He has a couple wins in regional tours in Texas. He has the highest Fargo of all the players in the junior event. He coming in at 736. It's extremely high Fargo for a player of his age.
19 years old.
Sure.
My.
Ooh, look at that spread. We got 8 balls below the first 2 diamonds here. Gonna be some moving in this rack.
And actually, you mentioned, Tony playing rotation. Tony is an excellent 9-ball player. I mean, the 777 Fargo is very indicative of that. And as you did say, that his one pocket is, well, he's arguably one of the best, if not the best one-pocket player on the planet.
Yeah, put him in the top 3 in the world at one pocket. So, if it gets into these moving type games, you're going to favor Tony a little bit. And you can even see how he broke the balls there. He kind of just broke them at half speed. He's not afraid to kind of be in these games where the balls are a little more jammed up. So it's going to be an interesting match.
Yeah, do you think he broke as soft as he did just for the defensive part of it?
It's part of it for sure. I mean, the overall spread was kind of weak. It was a little bit loose in the rack, but yeah, I think he's not going to be smashing them from the middle. Let's rule that out. He's going to break from the side rail, and he's going to favor these moving games a bit.
Well, one thing I just noticed there on Laz's shot is Tony kind of, by breaking that way, left a good opening shot for Laz, and he failed pocketing the ball, so that probably sent the message to Tony that I'm nervous, and this is big for me, and Tony will pounce all over that.
Sure. He's got a really kind of casual attitude around the table.
He really does. He's just like, he just seems not to care, but he does, but it just, I think that's the way he copes with the nervous tension that some people may have in there.
Yeah, I mean, well, he just has a ton of experience and a lot of high stakes challenge match experience. So, kind of tournament format. He's almost, I shouldn't say it this way, but he almost is might be a little bit bored by it. He's used to kind of having the money on the line in one match, but
well,
yeah. It's his overall style.
He's called the 10-ball here.
Yeah, he's got to cut the 2 a fair bit. Nice shot.
And a quick one shot.
And that's a win in the Pro Billiard Series. Yeah, they're just waiting for the balls to stop there.
Early 10s are encouraged, and it is a win, except on the break. They'll be respotted on the break. Game number 1 goes to Laz. And the other junior that we watched play earlier today was Joey Tate, who has a Fargo of 726, 10 points under this young man's, and they'll be meeting later in the showdown, the junior showdown. He has some shots too, and just he got off to a great start playing Marco Tucci.
Yeah, I did that match. He played really well. I mean, look for Lazaro and Joey to be kind of favorites in that junior division. I feel like an interesting dynamic to that is going to be how the girls do against the junior boys. Savannah Easton's in the tournament, Sophia Mast.
Yeah, they're the only two that are females in there, I believe.
But they're right in the mix. I mean,
Yep.
those girls are become world-class players at a young age, both of them. So we'll see how they do.
Savannah having a lot of success as of recent.
Mm-hmm.
She did well in the ultimate pool that was in the Phoenix area just this past weekend. She does well at Griff's in the tournaments they have there. She's gotten out on the juniors. She was runner-up to the World Junior Championship in New Zealand. Sophia Mast winning that. So, yeah, the young ladies do very, very well in that.
There goes the 10. Doesn't count on the break. It's going to be spotted, and he'll continue control the table here. There's a shot on the 1. A lot of traffic going up the right side of the table. See if he can. Oh, look at this. The 2 10s lined up. Just off angle where he's going to have to get pretty good on it to be a favorite, but I feel like he'll be favoring playing the combo on the second shot here. So a possible jump start lead for Martinez. Ooh. It's 2 missed balls now. Feel like Tony will be playing a similar shot to what Lazaro just did. Combos lined up well enough that it's definitely worth trying to attack. Wants to catch the point here. It's going to be close to getting behind the 8, and he is. Tony won't be as used to using the jump cue as most rotation players. Not really a shot in one pocket that comes up as much as rotation. Cue ball's pretty close to the 8 regardless. It'd be a tough jump, but players like Gorse, you'd see them just going for the jump cue here.
Those are exceptional jumpers.
Yeah.
I think Tony is probably a good jumper in his own right. I don't recall ever watching him jump a ball. It's not allowed in
Trying to
one
go
pocket.
3 rails here at the combo. No good.
Oh,
Lucky he
he
clipped the
moves.
Yeah, you go ahead, George. Yeah.
He moved her from one pocket to the other.
Yeah, I think it's a little more off angle now that he might just try the run out. But if he didn't clip the 10 on the way through, definitely would have been a win. But here goes Martinez again after the 10.
I don't blame him for going for this. I think he can play it 2 ways. If he puts the cue ball a little bit over to the left of the 2 ball, he can play the 10 and take the cue ball over by the 8-3 for a safety for a 2-way shot. Because that 2 ball will track towards where the 5 is. He's going to go behind the 5 with the cue ball.
There it is.
And pockets the ball, and it's 2-0. 2 shots the young man's taken. 2 games he puts away.
Yeah, it's efficient game winning.
Yeah, really? Talk about fishing game. Exactly.
I was watching Martinez warm up. I like the way he hits the ball. Good timing in his stroke.
He looks good at the table. He looks good over the ball.
Yeah, kind of reminiscent of SVB a little bit. Pauses for a long time at the cue ball, which I kind of like. Lets you hone in on where you're aiming on the cue ball. Kind of curls his wrist in a little bit. Wouldn't be surprised if he listed SVB as one of his favorite players.
Our referee, Eva Poskosilova from Prague in the Czech Republic. Racking the balls on these Predator Arco balls on these Apex tables. Arcadia Cloth. Some of the best equipment in the world right here at the Rio.
Martinez going from the side rail. Ideal result here is the one in the left side pocket.
Well, he made the 10 ball on the break the last game. Didn't count, but still, that was the ball he pocketed. Let's see if the 10 ball moves towards the side again.
There goes the one. Nice break. 2 balls down.
And the shot on the 2.
Yeah,
and
a little thin. Have to get one more angle to see how. Yeah, it's makeable. Can slow the cue ball down with drawn right spin here. Could run into the 10 as well.
He could graze off that 3 ball and scratch if he tries to, avoid it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be looking to draw around it, I think.
And that's going to hurt.
Didn't really like that. Yeah, I mean, he did have the option to draw. We'll see how Chohan gets through the rack here.
Would you go between the 4-8 or above the 8?
Kind of like above it.
Yeah, I like it above.
Yeah.
Maybe behind it.
It's okay. Could have gone bad there, but he's all right. Tony will be playing in an interesting exhibition match tomorrow with money on the line, not a pure exhibition. 10,000 to the winner, 0 to the loser. Going to be playing one of the legends of the game, Francisco Bustamante. That match is going to be at 4:30 Pacific time. Get your side bets out. Pick your favorite player.
It's a race to 5, as you mentioned, and it. Shane Van Boning and Joshua Filler will be locking horns the following day after tomorrow, and the same one pocket face-off. Racing to 5 for $10,000. So you'll have 2 classic one pocket players and 2 classic, although Shane and Josh Filler play one pocket exceptionally well. And we've watched them both just tear that game up in what, usually takes a long time in most matches. They just do it in minutes.
Yeah, Tony's known for being really aggressive in that game too, but, look for him to be more on the moving side, more on the experience side. But players like Shane and Phil are just so creative. They've kind of opened up a new style of game in the past couple years, particularly Filler with very little experience. Has had great results in the tournaments he's played in.
Well, in just a matter of minutes, 15 of them to be exact. We have 3 games gone, so about 5 minutes a game. For Laz Martinez, it's been, 2 shots?
Yeah.
to win 2 games.
Tony gets through the racks pretty quick.
Yeah. He might look like he's walking around the table pretty slowly, but he's very efficient.
Yeah. See if Tony hits the break as soft as he did on the first one.
And that'll tell us that that's what he's planning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why would you choose to break soft like he did if that's what he chose to break the first time he broke? You feel like he doesn't feel threatened? He can leave a shot, or doesn't think his opponent will get out?
No, it's more just that it's going to lead into more. Oh, he's going from the middle. We're totally wrong. Here he goes from the middle. Still hit him kind of light, but I'm surprised if he was going to hit him lighter that he wouldn't go to the side rail. But I think that strategy just lends to there's going to be more tie-ups in the rack, which he believes favors him, and I wouldn't begrudge him for believing that. Nothing against Martinez, but I mean, with his experience in one pocket, there's so many shots, so much more safe play.
Well, as you just mentioned that, it brings to mind that being a one pocket player, his safeties will be better.
Yeah, he's
more efficient.
Yeah, he's more used to playing safe
than Mr. Martinez.
Yeah.
The young man at the table.
Wants to kind of get into the middle of the cue ball more here, so he's going to play some left spin because he only has the left part of the cue ball. Doesn't want to be right over top of the 10. Nice hit. Oh, that's a tough roll there. He hit it well, but just slightly thin.
A nice quiet cue, not much movement, and right on the ball, all through the aiming.
I think Tony's going to have to go rail first here. The cue ball can play around 3 rails and the 2 in the right side pocket. Caught it a little thick. Nothing on offer now. Be safe here from Tony. He's calling the bank, and you know, these creative shots, you're going to see one pocket players shoot shots like this more. Just missed it.
I think out of the 12 juniors that we have, is it 12 or 16?
12, yeah.
The 12 juniors that we have, 9 of them are playing in this tournament.
Good. They need the experience, and
great experience for these young gentlemen. I don't think either. Is Sophia playing in this? Well, no, they're playing in the women's.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing with the women. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Las Vegas Women's Open starts, I believe, midweek.
64, the best women players in the world. Same format as the men are playing here. They'll play down to the final 16. These guys will play down to the final 32, since there's twice as many players.
Like kicking that with a little more speed. Cue ball kind of widened out on him there. Can see Martinez getting down to the end of his shot clock a couple times, which is understandable. He's probably only played under the shot clock less than 10 times in tournaments before. Takes some getting used to. Look how loose Tony is around the table. He's just walking the park stuff. He's got a little, someone dropped something in the stands there. That's okay.
Pretty loud noise distracted Tony for a second. Calmly looked back. Tony, of course, has his style of clothing, game tight.
Yeah, proprietor to that brand.
He didn't come back far enough. He's back far enough. He's just going to have to run the cue ball a little bit. Avoid that side pocket, and he's in business. Look how calmly he hits that.
Long bridge.
Yeah. A lot of players, when they shoot shots like that, they're cutting it real thin. They hit it harder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's another one pocket trait too. You're kind of lagging the ball near your hole. You're used to hitting it at that speed.
And this 10 ball to tie things up at 2 quickly erases the 2-game disadvantage. And they're tied up. Well, the tournaments that we have for you, of course, this is the Kamui Las Vegas Men's Open. Then there's the Las Vegas Women's Open with 64 players. That starts on the 25th through March 1st. We have the Mixed Doubles Open, 32 teams doubles, starts the 25th and March 1st. We have the Women's Challenger Champions between Christina Tkach, your 10-ball world champion, and Rubelin Amit, your 9-ball world champion. They'll both play a set of each. And if they each win their respective sets, or if they're tied at 1, then they'll go to a deciding set of 8 ball. And then we have the American Junior Showdown. And then on the 24th to the 28th, we have the Bank Pool Showdown with 12 players. It's an invite, $16,000 for first place. Then we have a para pool exhibition with 2 players. And then, of course, the One Pocket Challenge, which starts tomorrow. And this man will be playing in that One Pocket Challenge. Just broke the balls.
Yeah, bigger break from Tony there, making one of the wired balls straight back in the side. Tough to see if the one passes. I think it barely doesn't. It's close. It's up pretty quick. It's there. See, this is more old school. It's none of the, go around to the angle, check the contact point, step back on the line of the shot. It's just, hit the balls, right?
Yeah, well,
I think I'll just, make a personal comment here, but this style of play has been kind of lost in the last 5 years, and I get what they're doing. They're trying to get all the information they can before they hit the ball, but there's something to be said about just. You recognize the shot, you know how to hit it, and just proceed from there, like
a field player.
Right, yeah.
Instead of a systematic player.
Right, and, the systematic is going to be a little more consistent in the long run, but I think the field player kind of can get into more like real high gears, and at any time,
And they make the game, I don't want to say more enjoyable to watch, but it flows.
You can say that, Georgia.
I just did.
You're hearing me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Believe me. And a lot of these players, like Tony, there's a rhythm to their walk. There's a rhythm to the way they move around the table, kind of like a dancer moving around the table.
Right.
And the dancer is now 3 games to 2 over the young man that... with all the style and fundamentals that we speak of.
It's just it's a contrast between old school and new school, And,
Sure.
And
Well, you have a 43-year-old versus a 19.
Right. Yeah. Like even when Filler was, I think a year or 2 ago, he kind of got into that real systematic stuff, like, go to one contact point. Come back to the other one, get systematic. But I've seen him play in the past 6 months, and he's kind of going back to this just get down and shoot, Breaking run from Chohan in rack number 5. Going back to the middle here. Racked in spread as well that time. Everything's open though. Ideal opener on the 1. So we're going to see Martinez's open table play here. Just checking to see how much of the pocket he has on the 2 past the 7. Feel like he's got more than half of it. Can be a bit of an illusion sometimes, though.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a pocket. He might have half a pocket, but that might be enough to slide it in.
Yeah, when you're kind of viewing straight on the part of the pocket you need to hit, so it's a lot easier. Like, say he was on an angle where the cue ball was kind of near the 8.
Mm-hmm.
It's deceivingly a lot tougher because you're not looking at the part of the pocket you're targeting the ball into. So he's on a perfect angle here where he can play the left side of the pocket.
You made a very good point there that a lot of players overlook. Can he stay on the left side of the 5-10 for this 4?
He can. Power stroke coming up here. See how his fundamentals are under power. He might have to go across twice, actually.
That's what it looks like he's doing with that English he's using. And he did it. Oh, Needs a little bit of speed to be really be happy with it.
I think he's going to need the bridge here, at least some kind of extension, and one of those shots where it's tough to get the cue out of the way once you hit the ball as well. Could consider using the 5-10 as blockers on some kind of safe. Watch out here for getting the bridge out of the way. The cue ball's going to be coming off at super high speed. It's like you got to hit it and then just kind of really yank the bridge out of the way right away.
Would that make you or entice you into playing a safety instead of just drawing the cue ball behind a 5?
Totally, but the safes are a little tougher than they look. Good shot. Got the bridge out of the way quickly. Under control as well. Little unlucky with the bump on the 5. He's got a small percentage chance to make the 7 here. He's called it. He's going to be favoring the inside of the 5 with draw, playing the cue ball towards the bottom left corner. Kind of surprised he's going high here because I feel like it's going to play to the right of the 7 if he does that.
Could call the 7.
He did.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, it played over enough. Still needed a bit of draw, though. Nice shot, nice speed. Good kick safe there. Standard kick safe from Tony coming up.
And
Bottom side of the 5.
Going off the patch on his shirt there, Laz is sponsored by Q-Tech.
Nice. Shot there from Tony. Recognizing that he had to kind of dig it. Oh, he nicked the 10, and no protest from Tony, so I guess he knew it. Wasn't really visible on camera. Pardon me, not the 10, the ball he was queuing over. I think it was the 7. Good catch from our referee there.
Some of these referees are pretty, eagle-eyed. No reference to Jason Shaw there, but
see how he kind of draws the cue back a little quick, but then has that good pause at the back to promote good transition. Kind of dips his stroke on the way back. Really reminiscent of Van Boning.
I like how quiet his Q-tip is.
Yeah.
See that right there? He just stays there real nice and calm, and now he just draw back and fire.
Yeah, it's really reminiscent of Shane. Had to be some kind of copy in his style, which is totally fine. Even the stance now that I'm looking at it.
Nicely done.
Hey, hits the ball well. It's in a good area of the country to be around a lot of good players. Texas is one of the most involved states, I would say, as far as having good players.
Sure.
And just overall tournament play.
Yeah, you have the Dallas area, the Houston area, even Austin there with Skinny Bob's in the Texas Open. I think it's probably the longest running tournament.
I've heard that.
It's at least 50 years old. Oh my.
Big miss. I mean, maybe slightly overhit, but this is going to be for Chohan to win the first set here.
Did you happen to catch Tony's eyes?
I did, actually.
He looked at him, looked at the table, looked back at him. Did you really miss that 10 ball?
Yeah, I could read the look in his eye.
Yes. And that's the first set going to Tony Chohan, 4-2.
Referee asking if both players, if they want to take a break in between sets. Both decline, so we'll stay with the action here.
Okie dokie. In that case, I will read you guys. See if I can find you some of the other matches going on at this point. Kunlin Wu on the other table takes the first set over Chip Compton. Michael Mitchell is down 3-2 to Jesus Atencio. Victor Kukuza is tied 1 game apiece with Brad Rickle. Ray Cruz tied at 2 in the first set with Payne McBride, another junior playing in this tournament. Mateos Snegoki is 2 sets over Eric Withrow, has won that. Erwin Macapagal is 3-1 over Martin Daigle out of Canada. You know Martin, I'm sure.
For sure. Yeah, he got second in the National 9-Ball Championships this year.
And Tim Tunjum is 2-0 over Ernesto Dominguez. Jeffrey DeLuna has defeated Masashi Miyogo 2-0. Dimitris Lukatos 3-1 over Francisco Garcia. And Laz Martinez breaking the balls to open the second set after losing the first.
Good pop there. Lots of action, nothing down.
2 balls really threatened the pocket and looked like they were going in and just didn't.
Three ball's going to stay right nice and near the corner. Might have to draw it, so he's going to have to put a little more speed. But I feel the angle the three's coming at the 6 at it shouldn't move much. Nicely played. Little thin, but he needs to. He's okay with some angle going up table. Making it look easy here.
Yeah, I like how he knows he's going to lay the ball on the rail. That's another one pocket. The speed. Your speed is always just enough to get to where you have to go. Pretty much on the right side of the ball every time.
Yeah.
To go where he has to go next.
Oh, he's overhit
Oh,
this.
he's over. Yeah.
It's okay on the bank, but he's playing the corner there.
Tony, a great one. Bank pool player also. It's going to be tight because he's got to get to the other side of the 9-ball from where he's going.
Yeah, the issue here is he's a little straight. He can actually cut it a little bit to the left, especially if you're hitting it with speed. You can tighten the bank up a bit, but not really straightforward here because the 10's blocking the pocket he'd want to shoot the 9 in.
I'd just come straight back and play the 9-ball to the left-hand side. Take that, sharp cut.
Shorten up on him.
Wow.
So, big tester here for Martinez, and he needs this one after that 10-ball miss. Stuck a set now. This is really going to be telling of what's going to happen in the overall match. Very missable ball, but the kind of balls that if you want to win a match against a player like Tony, this one's got to go. Took his extension just now. He's got to play a bit of left on the cue ball, which makes the shot tougher. Hit it with a lot of pace. Again, a little unlucky on the roll. I mean, I kind of like he played it more with high ball, which was going to play into the 9. It's fine. He made the 8. Good shot.
Do you take a free shot at this and play the bank and the cue ball behind the 10 to to the right there, so you have position on the 10, but kind of a two-way shot.
You could, because the 10 could
Yeah.
block the 9 in a lot of spots. Just went all
Playing
out
safe
safe.
all the way. And that was the other part of the question: was do you take the two-way and maybe play for the win, possibly sell out, or do you play the straight-up safe?
Yeah, I think the equation there is like how strong of a banker are you, right?
Mhm.
And
And
you know,
how's your speed?
yeah,
That
and
meant a lot.
yeah, and like, you know, being honest with yourself, you got to be a real high-level banker to want to take that on. You know, it's the safe is guaranteed. There's a one-pocket type shot,
Yep.
and nailed it.
Yep.
What a shot! Safe withdraw. Yeah, those intricate cue ball movement safes. I mean, Tony's going to be very strong in that department. But that's another thing you could consider too is, you know, are you okay to play safe on the 9 because Tony can play shots like that in defense? Good hit there from Martinez. He's going to leave it though.
And this 10 ball to open up the second set with a win. And Tony does. Sponsors for these tournaments are Predator, of course, Predator Group. This title sponsor for this event is Kamui, Little Monster, WPA, Billiards TV, Box Billiards, Q Sports International. We are at the CSI Expo here in Las Vegas with the BCA World Championships and the USA Pool League National Championships. 3 large ballrooms with 100 tables in each of the 7-foot Predator Apex table. Thousands of fans come in here, players come in here, and that's our fan base. You'll see these arenas full of players as we get down to the finals and the teams get here. And right now there's just singles events and some team event, I guess, but it all starts up in the middle of the week and next week.
Yeah, real privilege for these amateur players to be able to view the pro players live and free of charge.
Well, not just view them, they can get up and talk to them. They can
Sure.
come up, your favorite player, you get autographs, the vendors that are here. If it's pool related, you want to be here.
Yeah. One ball straight back in the corner.
Just a real quick plug. If you want any information on any of these tournaments, go to ProBilliardsSeries.com. And all the events are listed. All the information is listed. The brackets there for the tournament that's going on. And now back to the live action. And I'll be quiet. Take it off, Eric.
So it's good. There's a lot of really something to consider to put on your calendar if you're a pool fan or want to get some competition in. This is really one of the highlight tournaments of the year.
A mini vacation doing what you love with those you love.
Straight enough to hold for the 7 here. If not, it can go down to the short rail and back up. Not afraid to spin the cue ball. Again, like the newer school players, I feel like they just punch at one rail, you know, stay like real standard. So old school players not afraid to spin the ball a little more.
Well, Tony is so experienced at moving that cue ball around, especially in that area of the table.
Right.
the lower half of the table for one pocket. He's very, very much at home.
Really hasn't made many mistakes. I mean, the 10 ball miss in the first set was real big for Martinez. But when Tony's had his chances, he's taken full advantage.
Made that look like a walk in the park.
It really is a contrast of styles compared to the new school. And not that all players that are around his age play like him, but again, just to mention that the style of players being developed now is much more fundamentally based, I would say. Martinez has run into a couple balls that could have turned out better, particularly the 9 in game number 1 in this set. Middle of the first set, he ran into the 5 and it ended up badly. He was played all right. Shouldn't count himself out. Looks a little dejected, which is understandable considering the scoreline and overall match position, but he's still in it.
Well, he's got his work cut out for him to stay in it because Tony is 2 games away from closing him out, and he's 4 games away from forcing the 3rd and final set.
Yeah, he's got to start now, that's for sure. He's going to have an opener here.
Do you bring your cue ball towards the 10, or do you try to go between those balls, the 5-8?
Yeah, I think between the 3-10 will play nicely here.
That'll bring that lower corner pocket into play.
Between the 3-7. Nope.
Oh, he played it too tight.
Not real obvious on safe here either. Can thin off the left side. Maybe bring the cue ball near the 7-8 stack, but he's going to have to weave it nicely through the 3-10.
Yeah, he's got to contend with that 10 ball, exactly.
Nice shot. Speed's there. Ooh, he just got into the right edge, leaving the right edge of the 2. Don't believe it's playing into a carom. If anything, Tony will have to load it up with left spin for the carom, but I think it's just too thin. Can't hit the ball thin enough. He's going to be able to bank it up table and kind of stop the momentum of the cue ball with the 6. Caught the 10 on the way up, so Martinez with a chance for a resave here.
And Eva Eagle Eye making a great call there because that was as close to a split hit as you can have.
Martinez could cut the 2 into the 4 here and try to play the cue ball in line with the 8 across table. Looks like he's didn't quite like that one as much, where you're trying to control the cue ball and object ball exactly. And it was very underrated in spots where you can just play the cue ball safe. Like, you know where the object ball's going, but say he played across table there. All he has to do is kind of get the cue ball near the 8, and he's blocking so many angles with the 2. Kind of like this. Different shot, but same idea, right? Did he leave the jump? Yeah, going for the jump cue. He can get around the 8th. Makeable jump here. Cue ball's kind of playing into danger territory with the 6, 7, 8. But worth the risk. Good try. Looks like the 10 might have gone in line with the 2. Might have the right edge. If he does, he'll bank the 2 up the middle of the table. It's called it in the corner, so must just have the thinnest of right edges. We'll be playing the cue ball around 3 rails here, back towards the 6-7. Oh, he's got to swerve it. Tough shot.
He's going to find cover.
Might have just left it up.
Just a little, yeah. Not quite.
Yeah, I think Martinez is on offense here. No, you're right. Cover the 2 nicely there, and as we've seen, oh, Tony does have a jump cue, George. It is. He did bring one to the match. Lots of room to land the cue ball here. Tricky part is judging the speed where the cue ball can stay airborne enough and get over the 7.
Technique looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good over the ball.
Yeah, just caught the 2 in the air. Cue ball continued airborne and off the table, so this is the chance that Martinez needed.
And many times we've seen players take a 2-0, 3-0 lead, and all of a sudden, they're hill. So this is, as you said, big opportunity for the young man.
Cue ball's playing too far to the right here, but I don't think he has much option other than to just roll at it. Be too much elevation to kind of stun it down to the short rail.
Just a little stun shot there for position on the 6. That's what I see.
Yeah, too much risk in rolling forward. Could end up with a 10 in between the cue ball and the 6. I think he'll just stop the cue ball here. Good shot, kind of like a small stun run through, getting a little more out of the cue ball. Ideally, you want it to be straight enough where he could just pocket weight the 6 and not move the cue ball, but he'll be coming around 3 rails here. It's okay, standard shot.
Yeah, that shot, having this shot is much better than risking getting behind the 10, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Little surprise there, because the cue ball is always going to play far from the 7. It's on good line for it. Just got to stay steady on the cueing here. Confident stroke. Hitting the ball's at a pretty high pace. I mean, could be just those last 2 shots, but I'd like to see him kind of tone down the speed a little bit. But that's a Van Boning trait too, right? Like kind of pound the balls in a little more.
Yeah.
You can tell that he's modeled his game after Shane, and who better too than a player like that, one of the most successful players of all time. Big hero for a lot of American players, I'm sure.
Well, he's been on the scene for 20 years now.
Right.
At the top of the heap.
Better speed there. Martinez gets his first game on the board in the second set. Fighting to stay in the match here. Who are you taking in the second one pocket exhibition, Filler or Van Boning?
That's up for grabs. I
think
since
so.
since I may be commentating that, I don't like to pick one because then you find yourself rooting for him to prove yourself right.
Oh, it's just
So that's why I don't take favorites.
Are you allowed to bet a coffee?
I'm sorry.
Are you allowed to bet a coffee on it?
Am I allowed to bet a coffee on it? No, because then I don't want to lose.
Even a coffee?
Even a coffee.
Okay.
It's not the amount; it's just the principle of it. If I bet, I want to win.
All right. So you'd be cursing the other player in the process as well.
More than likely, yes. And if they sell me down the river for a cup of coffee, I want to be real mad.
Martinez has been reasonably successful on the break. Hit a couple at kind of 60% power and a couple with more power. The rack got him.
That was one of the pitfalls of head racks.
Yeah. Two balls surrounded by three balls here. No pocket for it. So I'm going to see some moving off the first two shots. And look for Tony to pocket the one and play safe on the two here. I don't think he can cut it enough to make. He's calling the 7, but I think this is dangerous on not being able to cut the 7 enough. Oh, wow. How's that? What a shot there.
Oh, it's making it look easy.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Spinning the ball a lot, too, which is more of a trait of old school players. And I would say one pocket players are very confident spinning the ball as well. But back in the day, and still in pool room competition, the pockets were a lot bigger, so players favored spinning the ball more than stunning the ball around. But when it's working good, and when you know the deflection on the cue ball, it's powerful. Kind of got going the wrong way here. So considering following it with some left spin and going across table. Oh, he had the angle going forward. Nice shot.
Tony looking very, very sharp.
Yeah, what a rack he just got through here. Oh, there, look at this. 10-ball miss.
Well,
Hit it at a real high speed, and he's almost laughing at himself. He got, like, overconfident there.
well, he did what Laz did, and that's how Laz lost his first set.
Big
Missed the
break
10
from
ball.
Martinez and would have been stuck 3-1 in the set, but now looking at 2-2 in the face and breaking game number 5.
And 2-2 it is. Takes it down. Long straight in on the 10 ball, close to the pocket. You still have to respect the shot.
Yeah, he actually caught the long rail going in there, and at that speed, he actually could have rattled the pocket. But
Here's some stats. Overall performance, of course. Tony, 841 over 684. Time at the table. Tony's more efficient. 12% down, but pocketing. Ball's pocketed. Wow.
yeah, if you look at the safe department there, Tony was on 100% safety efficiency, and he was on 3 safe returns.
Oh,
That's
wow.
yeah. So that's I mean that's going to be always his strength.
We expected that coming in.
Sure. But he's also run the balls very well in these first 10 games.
Only one with the break and run. Did last? No, I think last may have had the second game of the first set.
Yeah,
Not
those two
100%
quick
sure.
games. One of them
Yeah.
could have been
Oh,
off the break.
yeah, those were one-shot games. Come to think
Yeah.
of it, never mind. They were both combos.
There goes the one.
So 3 balls, 4 balls on the break. No shot on the 2.
That's rare for hand rack to see that many balls. Unlucky not to get a shot on the lowest numbered ball.
Do you call the 10 here?
On a kick?
On a kick into the deuce and a kick carom.
You'd have to
Look
be.
how it lays.
You'd have to be
This lays
Tony
pretty
Chohan
good.
for those type of shots. I hear you though. Off the long rail, one rail
Sure.
across. Because the other issue is where do you push when the combo's lined up like that?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you push into a jump, you're risking kind of blowing the set on the one shot, or pardon me, blowing the game. Oh, this is interesting.
It's a big decision, especially
Yeah.
at this juncture of the match.
Looks like he's going to move the 10, which is a smart move. I was thinking, how are you going to get the cue ball safe? This is not bad. And even smarter, he tied the 10 up with the 5. That was a good push. He seems unhappy for some, half unhappy.
He's lined up the 10 ball, the 5-10 combo.
A little, yeah. I guess it's a little
It'll
more.
throw right in.
Yeah. Challenging pocketing here for Chohan. Nice shot.
Yeah, that 5 ball just throw that 10 ball right in. Just hit the rail and the ball at the same time. It just should fly right in.
It's playing into the long rail, but if it's hit with slow enough speed, it'll be okay. Yeah.
Oh, well, now it's paid off. Now it's paid dividends.
Mm-hmm.
That pushing that 10 ball over there. The opportunity's there. Will he capitalize?
Maybe I'm seeing the angle a little off, but I know the 10's going into the rail. It's just a question how far up the rail, and can you use the rail to help pocket it?
Well, it looks like they're almost kissing. Ooh, that arm. Is he going to touch the 5?
Yeah, he's close. It's okay. Referee right on the ball there.
Yes, she was. Well, we're going to find out soon enough.
Yeah, I guess just a slight cut on the 5 off the left edge is going to promote the 10 to go closer to the pocket. Stayed down nicely there.
He has called the 10. If he went that way, there was more space between the balls than I thought, and he still made it. Nice shot. He looks like an absolute genius putting that 10 ball there.
Yeah, worked out that time.
3-2. A chance to break and run and tie things up in sets.
Yeah, first lead of the match in about half hour for Martinez. He had the lead in the first game with the quick combo. First went up 2-0 actually, but lost the next 6 games. Back in front here, looking to level his set score. Made 4 balls on the last break, so he won't be he won't be switching locations.
No. He'll just want to control the cue ball. Actually, his cue ball did escape to the bottom part of the table.
Yeah.
He got away from him there. There's balls pocketed, 59-36. Laz and Chohan has pocketed more balls than Laz. And of course, the score. The first set reflects it. The second, not so much. Big break. This is where he broke from when he made the 4 balls.
Yep.
Yep. A lot of you players out there might want to note where he hits the 1 ball.
Oh, lost the cue ball this time. Look out for the 10. Nothing really playing into the combo in the early part of the rack. But Chohan will be starting off with ball in hand here, looking to force Hill in the second set. He's considering the 2-10. It's a margin call. He's going to have to hit the 10 thinly. He's just going to go directly in here. Hasn't called the 10.
That run out lays out pretty nice. It's there for the taking. The only problem is the 7 ball.
Oh, look out for the 9. It's okay. It's going to have to come cross table for the 7, so you'll want to finish up straight on the 5 here, because that leads into the angle he wants on the 6. Just a little angle going to the right. Hopefully for him, he'll be able to hold it. If not, forward with some left. Good shot. Got through the cue ball well there.
He wants angle here.
Yeah,
so a little slide over. He doesn't have enough angle.
Yeah, a little too much. He can still manufacture it. Play to the thin part of the pocket. Quick rack here from Chohan, and he'll have 1 game to go to win the match. Breaking in rack number 7 as well.
And tied at 3. 1 game will determine whether we go to a 3rd set or whether Tony takes it home with 2 straight sets. One of the things I noticed in the women's Open coming up is Allison Fisher had to withdraw. I was sorry to see that. I was looking forward to watching her play.
Yeah, she was billed in the doubles event too with a strong partner, John Mora. Must have had something unexpected come up last minute, because she's always in every tournament she can play in. It's been successful over the last 2 years too, especially with getting up in age.
Has. She's a wealth of information, just a pleasure to talk to. Great with the fans, great with anybody she talks to. She's just a great person overall, period.
Yeah, I've always had positive experiences with her.
Well, if you're listening, we're going to miss you, Allison.
Seven going to push the 5 in, not quite. Another chance, no.
Shot on the 1. I don't think he can get by the 6. And the 2 ball blocks the natural angle to kick it in.
Yeah, you could push next to the 6 here. It'd be a risk of Chohan running the cue ball back near the 3/8, but I don't think there's much else. Bit of a smarter push here. Chohan's going to have to play some more right spin than he would have if he pushed the cue ball near the 6. He's called it in.
Went for the spin shot.
Yeah, that
Missed
was
the entire ball.
That was aggressive there. But again, these outside the box shots, one pocket players just play them more often. Whether it's the right call in the long run playing rotation, maybe not for some players, but for him, his percentage on making a shot like that is probably higher. Go for the 9. It's okay. Every chance here for Martinez to take down the second set.
Well, he's in control at the moment.
I don't think he'll want to mess with the combo onto the 4-5. It'll be very makeable, more just that he could lose control of the cue ball, or pardon me, the 4 behind the 7.
I think speed here is key on this combo, so I'll have something with the 3 to get to the 4. There it is. Underneath the 3 or above the 3? Underneath is the risk is spinning the ball too much and getting behind the 9.
Yeah, and then even if you land pretty good on it, you're still going to have angle going up table and could end up getting blocked by the 7 for the position on the 5.
Let's see how he handles this.
I don't mind staying above this one. It's close. Bunch of right spin. Looks like he's going to try to play below it. You got it really smooth through this ball with the soft rails.
Nicely done.
Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, because I think he runs into the 6 ball and it's perfect.
Yeah, if he does, he'll be all right. Push the 6 into more of an available position as well. So Martinez looking good here.
I'm going to guess his nerves are raging right now.
No doubt. Yeah, it's a big stage for him at this point in his career. I feel like he's handled it pretty good overall. Tony's earned the games he's won.
Just that one costly 10 ball.
Right, yeah, that'd be the only memorable mistake that he's made.
Nine ball on the side next.
I don't mind drawing above it, same pocket.
Yeah. Actually, I like that a lot because you just laid the cue ball on the bottom rail after making the 9.
Yeah, it just seems like there's more room. If you underdraw the shot going towards the 9, going to be a lot of cue ball movement back towards the 10. Oh, he didn't want to draw into it. He's okay. And he's got lots of room going up table. He's going to have to force the speed a little bit. Pocketing's easy enough.
And there it is, this 10 ball to close out the set and be tied at 1, forcing the third and final set. Keep in mind, in the third set, if they're tied at 3, If it goes hill, it goes to a shootout. He's got to pocket this 10.
He's good. Third set coming up.
And there we are, 4-3 in set number 2.
Yeah, Tony looked in full control there, playing well, winning 6 games in a row and with a 2-0 lead. Just kind of inexplicably missed the 10. Hit it at high speed, too. Turn things around. Player's going to go for a break. Won't be long. Less than a 5-minute break allocated.
One of the things we haven't talked about, Eric, is that new table that they've just come up with in Europe. They've used it for the Euro Tour just recently. And we'll talk to you right after we come back from this break.
I'll stand behind the line of the shot.
I tried to let it I just tried to give it just right.
It's funny.
Well, the players aren't back, but Eva's about to rack the balls to start the third set. Here's some stats to take a look at. First one I look at is the overall performance. Next one is ball pocketed. Eric likes to look at the safety efficiencies. Again, Tony with a big advantage there. Missed shots. Let's take a look at that one for the match. Laz has missed 5, a 10 ball most glaring. And Tony's missed 4.
One of them being the 10 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony was on a real solid offensive run there, or game run, and it just ended on the 10. That was to go up 3-0.
Break success. You see Laz has had a much higher success than Tony has breaking the balls. Yeah, that one rack he made 4 balls. No position on the deuce, but Made 4 balls. Players coming back, and we're ready to go. Predator has a new Predator Arc table that was played on in the Euro Tour. Got raving reviews from the players. We may see it here in North America in the last quarter of this year.
4 balls in. 6 ball going to block the 1. No, it's going to have an opener here. Cue ball's playing across nicely 2 rails. Missed ball from Chohan to open the set. Ended up lucky. Nothing offensive for Martinez. He has the right edge of the 1. He might be able to manufacture some kind of save. Kind of cutting the 1 towards the 2, bringing the cue ball around 3 rails.
I was wondering if he was going to play it safe and try to hold it behind the 9, and he did.
Yeah, smart shot.
Yeah.
Didn't have to go all the way around. Less risky with the 1.
Nice control. Shows some fortitude to slow roll the ball to that.
Especially with such a thin edge. You call it? Must have. Look at that. Breaking the game here. Cue ball's falling to the right of the 10. Be looking at bringing the cue ball between the 7-10 back towards the 5 and the side. Good shot. Well in line now.
Oh, hello.
Yeah. So just some errors creeping into Chohan's game, and it'll be on Martinez to take advantage here.
And they are now tied in the missed ball category for the set. For the match, excuse me.
Good cue ball control there, getting nice and close to the 7, ideal angle. We got 2 master chalks on the table, George. That's rare to see.
Yeah, the pros usually pick up their chalk, and there's usually only one piece on the table at one time.
But the brand, too, is
Yes.
an older brand.
Yes. And Tony is punished for his mistake. Missing that 6 ball.
It's eerie how similar he is to Shane overall in style.
Mm-hmm.
Even the wrist curl, the small wrist curl.
Haven't noticed that.
Yeah. Shane always said he copied Earl. And Shane became the player that he was, and Earl was the player that he was. So maybe Lazaro will be the 3rd generation of that style to rule the world.
Well, one of the things about, not closing out your opponent They usually come back. It usually comes back to haunt you. You let them kick around instead of stepping on their throat. Sometimes they just get right up and take you down.
No doubt. And it's just a momentum change in the match. Chohan really had the second set in his hands. Martinez to break here, rack number 2, looking to extend his lead. Just a reminder, if we go hill-hill in this third set, we'll go to a shootout. So both players will have it in the back of their mind to at least get to 3. That'll guarantee them the shootout.
And we saw the other junior, Joey Tate, when he played. Who's Joey playing?
Marco Teucher from.
That went to a shootout. That was interesting to watch.
Yeah, Marco made all 3 of his, and Joey was 2 for 4.
Right.
Just looking at possibly playing the 2 off the rail into the 6, into the side pocket. Combo. Just left it open, but the 3 ball's definitely in a tough spot. Tony could play position for a bank here. He has, and he's on it nicely. Cue ball's going to be kind of running into the 7. Might decide to draw it and just try to develop something back towards the 4.
He's got to be careful here. This could go behind the 7 and back to the pocket.
Yeah. 2 missed banks for Tony now in the match. Short both times. Gonna try to kick behind it here, stick the cue ball near the 8. Did pretty well there. Chohan's gonna be on a safe, possibly trying to hide the cue ball behind the 4. Could go behind the 7 as well. I think he'll favor the 7 here. Can kind of throw the cut angle on the 3, possibly involving the 5. Wow, that was aggressive. Could have been better on the position on the 4, but he'll be staying offense here. Just saw kind of quick glance in Tony's eye there, like he knew he had to bear down on that shot a little more. I mean, obviously it was a tough shot, but just kind of the way he approached the ball. Looks like he's sensing some urgency here, but not in a bad way. He has so much experience and so many situations playing for high stakes challenge matches that he won't be affected by the pressure, but it's more like he's just clicking in. You just got to kind of see it in his body language a bit.
Yeah. Interesting. I kind of like laying the cue ball on the long rail and then going 2 rails towards just past the 10 for the 8 in the opposite pocket, instead of coming to this combination.
Yeah.
He went just the opposite. Here's a shot you don't see Tony shooting very often, to the side pockets.
Right. Got it. Oh, he's back in stroke now. Nice rack there from Tony. Starting off from a real tough position where I thought he was going to play safe, cut the ball in and ran out. Made two nice opening shots.
And there we are, tying it up at 1 in this race to 4. Eva Poskosilova. That's a fun name to say. From the Czech Republic. Racking the balls for these gentlemen on that Predator Aerorack. Keep in mind, we're here for 10 more days after today, and you have the BCA World National Championships and the USA Pool League National Championships. And all of those people will be in these 3 ballrooms with over 300 tables, vendors from every walk of life filling the hallways and the sides of these ballrooms. If it's pool related, you can find it here. If it's pool info you want on these tournaments, you can find it at ProBilliardsSeries.com. If you're interested in Predator equipment, you can find it at PredatorCues.com. Look into their pro team, the players they sponsor, the information on them, what they use. It's all for your viewing pleasure, and you can familiarize yourself with the pro team from Predator.
Nothing down for Chohan here. Opener for Martinez. Pretty challenging on the position. He's going to have to draw back towards the right side pocket. Oh, Sevens blocking the left side of the cue ball, so he's going to go forward with right. Decently played, but it was really tough to get above the 9 there. Shot from Martinez. This ball's going to be tough to kick at. A lot of the kicking avenue is blocked by other balls. Looks like he's going between the 3-7, 2 rails. That's 1 foul.
Do you try to 3 foul?
I think he has to, just because of where the 2 is. He's got nothing offensive on the 2, so he's going to be going for something here. And this is the thing here is you're going to leave the right long rail to kick over at, but there's not much else. Really got to feather the 2 lightly here. That was smart, kind of getting the 6 involved. Still left kind of a natural angle without spin.
See if Tony calls his save ball.
Oh, he can see the edge?
Yeah. Or the 5 ball.
Okay. Yeah, good result there for Chohan.
With so many different balls in that small vicinity of the table, easy to find cover. And cover he found. Long 1 rail kick, or is he going 2 rails at it?
It looks like he's on the 2 rail angle. A lot of amateurs would kick this ball 1 rail, but always try to favor a rail that's closer to the ball you're kicking at if you can. Just missed it.
Well, there's really no obstacles to running out here.
Yeah, it looks like the 5 passes the 8. Not full pocket, but enough to be comfortable. A little bit of traffic running across from the 3 to the 4. See how he gets through this. Might be just straight enough to stay above it. If not, he can play below it. Bridging over the 5 now. Just going to use the speed as a positive for him here. Oh, he just caught the point on the way by, I think. So Martinez with a chance now to take the lead in the 3rd set.
Playing to that angle you spoke of earlier in the pocket.
Right,
When you don't have a full pocket.
Yeah.
Get yourself to the favorable angle that leads you into that small space. Nice touch to draw right back for the 6.
Yeah, he's good here. 1 rail back to the 7. He's played very well in this match overall. I mean, it's easy to forget that he's only 18 years old. I mean, you know, playing in one of the bigger arenas and bigger pressure situations that he's probably ever been under, and he's held up well.
I believe he won the SVB Juniors Championships once or twice.
Yeah, he's definitely played in all those.
Yeah.
Again, there maybe just hitting that ball a little hard. If I was to make any critique of, just kind of overhits the speed every once in a while.
Like to have that cue ball right back where it is now for the 9.
Yeah, it was tough to keep the speed down and draw the cue ball enough in that spot. So I have tester here for Martinez. Doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball. Come across 2 rails, just accept the distance on the 10. Shot from Martinez there, using all the long rail to help him. It's funny to see that, excuse me, that extra chalk on the table. I've mentioned it once before, but
Yeah, and neither player hands it to the other one. They don't have a problem with it.
in Europe, they won't stand for it. The
Yeah.
ref will just take it off the table.
I've seen some European players pick it up and take it over to the player and kind of like slam it down on the
Right.
table. Or,
Yeah.
hey, get your chalk.
It's considered bad etiquette.
Yeah.
Good out there from Martinez, taking the 2-1 lead now. Be breaking in rack number 4, 3rd set. 1 more game for him to guarantee a shootout. Chohan caught a good set of games starting in the 1st set and leading into the 2nd set, but has kind of broken down since then. Missed about 4 balls, just hasn't quite clicked on the overall runouts.
The biggest miss was on that 6 ball. Very
That was a
unexpected.
big one in the beginning of this 1st set, 10 ball in the 2nd set.
And now you see Chohan with the 15 ball pocketed more than his opponent.
Yeah, Martinez has been very successful on the break overall.
Pocketed more balls, but he did foul once on the break. He's averaging 1.1 balls made on the break. I think averaging just one is like in billiards.
Yeah.
It's good average.
Oh, yeah. With a hand rack, for sure.
You know, it looks like he's aiming the cue ball directly at the ball behind the one on the right side, at the 9 ball that was there as they were racked. Instead of aiming at the one ball, you aim at the ball behind it for a better spot that you're going to hit.
Yeah, it looks like he's been trying to cut the break a little bit, and that aim style will lead into a cut break. Big challenge here for Martinez. Looks like he's going to back off. I don't blame him.
Side pocket.
Side. Ooh, that's a momentum changer there. How's the rack looking for Chohan? Pretty open. Yeah, a bit of an unlucky roll there. Is the 3 past the 4, George? Maybe not, but he can draw over to the right side.
No, I think he's going to play the 3 to the left-hand side pocket.
Yeah.
So easy to get there from where he was. 5 ball is, if there's going to be a problem, it's with the 5 and the 8. Will he play the carom or will he play the combo? He'll play the combo.
Yeah, going to try to control the 5 along the right long rail here. Oh, he's okay. The cue ball is moving past it. Good shot.
Nicely done. This lays nice. Now it's just 2 rails.
Behind the back.
For position. Stay away from the corner pocket. He's fine.
Yeah, opened up on him a little bit, but he's okay.
This angle leads to perfect shape on the 10. Hits it with the proper speed, and here we go. Tied at 2 once this 10 ball goes down. And this is the first set that the players have exchanged games, taking their wins one at a time. All the others, the first set, Laz won the first 2 and Tony won the next 4. The second set, Tony won the first 2, Laz won the next 3, and they traded off with Laz winning that set. And here we are going back and forth. This has shootout written all over it.
It does. Martinez's overall performance is pretty low. I feel like he's played stronger than that. But the stats don't lie.
In the second set, he played at an 800, and Tony's best was an 848. Tony staying over 800 for all 3 sets. Some of the matches that have ended: Daniel Maciol over Robert Moreno, 2-0. Trevor Seal, 2-0 over Thomas Caccioni. Roberto Gomez over Hindra Kurniawan. And Rodrigo Noceda is tied 1 set apiece with Emil Gangflot. Tony Garcia tied in the second set, 3 apiece, but he has won the first set over Alan Rolon from Puerto Rico. Back to the live action.
2 ball going to make it? No. Nothing down, and a shot on the 1 for Martinez. Tough rack. 4-8 combos available. He's going to have to develop the 5 somehow. Got to miss the point on the way past the side pocket here.
Player that wins this game guarantees himself a shootout.
Yeah, it's a big game. Solid fundamentally there. He stays down nice over the ball. Commits to the shot well. Kind of has the angle to develop the 5-9 here, but I think it's pretty risky. Cue ball could get stuck behind the 9 pretty easily.
Well, he's on the wrong side to go at the 5.
Yeah, it's available from very small angles, but the overall shot's going to be very thin. The second option is to get kind of on the similar angle that he is now and just play the 5 around 3 rails and stop the cue ball behind the 9. You know, this might go. This might be on just the right angle where
it's awfully, awfully, awfully tight.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can risk going for it.
Right, yeah, you don't want to have thoughts of hitting the 9 coming into play when you're trying a tougher pocketing shot like this.
You know, a standard safety here would be to bank the 5 ball 3 rails out of there and keep the cue ball on the 9, but the 6 ball blocks that.
I see that, yeah, he's kind of thick on it for 5 to be playing.
See what he chooses to do here.
It's close. He just kind of changed his mind last minute. He knows he's into a end of a shot clock here.
Oh, look how nice he did that. And he not only didn't just stop it, he tucked it in behind the 9.
So that was a really smart shot there. He recognized that the 5 could be banking into the 6, so he played the cue ball with some left spin to kind of cut the 5 a little more. And yeah, it was a lot tougher than it looked.
Yeah,
like you're playing the left.
Job.
Yeah, you're playing the left, so you're going to run into the 9 a little more heavily, but he just caught it at the perfect angle where he killed the speed of the cue ball and avoided the 6. Nice shot.
Well, he's going to have to use some English here to get the angle he needs to hit the 5. Six ball is in direct line of where he has to hit, so he's going to hit inside of it and spin, or on the outside and spin on the out. Look how nice he hit that ball. Almost made it.
7 going to come to his rescue?
Possibly. Looks like it did.
Close. Even if it didn't, he's pretty straight into the side, and he's going to have to shooting it with speed to get up table for the 6. Let's take a look at his body language here. Not giving away much. Oh yeah, he's got him blocked. Doesn't even have the angle to the corner.
Yeah, he's called the 8.
Wow, almost made it.
Wasn't far off, and he's done what he could as far as distance and on the rail. He's left a challenging tester. Hard to get safe from here on the 6.
Yeah, I think he's going to be playing some kind of save. I think he can cross the 5 over 2 rails and play the cue ball back near where it is.
4 rail safety? No. Oh. Wheel fell off of that one.
Yeah, that was super aggressive, and you can see how badly things can go when you try real aggressive shots like that. So Martinez looking good to get on the hill first here in set number 3. He'll be guaranteed a shootout if he finishes these last 5 here.
Cue ball probably be followed right next to the side pocket there on the right for the 7. Wants to come in 2 rails to it.
Looked nice and still in the nerves there. Had a close-up of his form. Didn't see any fluttering, which he could be at this point. He is not under a lot of experience
yes.
in these type of situations, but it looked like ice in his veins there.
Playing a player that strikes fear in the hearts of most pool players.
Yeah, there's
Tony
that,
China.
and the overall enormity of the situation, playing on a stream table, playing in a major tournament. Got a little off here. The cue ball's playing kind of real close to the side. He's thin on the cut in the side. Gonna go at the side pocket here. Playing some left to avoid the scratch. This is tougher than it looks.
This is, I think it cuts. It cuts and he can use the long rail.
Good shot. Just got it off in time. Shot clock running down.
Doesn't want to be that far down.
No, he's a little high on the speed there. I mean, it was thin, but still overhit the speed slightly. I think you just got to roll at this. There is an option 4 rails around, but you'd actually be overhitting the speed at that point. So just play this with a slight bit of left around 2 rails.
Big shot here. Big shot.
Got it.
Came through with flying colors.
Stayed down nicely on the ball, too. That's always a good sign, you know. It just means he's committed to his aim.
One of the few players you see with his nose right over the cue.
Right, kind of angling this face forward.
Using that right eye dominance. And there he is on the hill. The worst he can do is a shootout. Tony has to win this next game. And then they'll face a shootout.
Yeah, free roll of types here for Martinez in the 6th game of the 3rd set.
Let's see if he stays with that big break and pockets balls.
Yeah, overall break percentage, he's broke from the same place every time, and he's up around 60% now, so that's high enough to stick with the same recipe here.
Sure. Don't fix something that's not broken. A couple more of the games that have gone off already. Dimitris Lukatos over Francisco Garcia 2-0. Jeffrey DeLuna 2-0 over Masashi Miyogo. Martin Daigle has defeated Erwin Macapagal 2-0. Eric Withrow has lost to Mateos Nigoki 2-0. And for a lot of you junior players that wait a minute, I don't think I was thinking Paint McBride is still playing. Yes, he is. He's lost the first set and up 3-2 in the second set. They're playing right behind where the referee is standing right now, which you can't see on your screen. There's the 4 ball. Is he going to get a shot on the 1? The answer is no.
No, 2 balls down, but no shot.
And both times he's made multiple balls, his cue ball has snuck down to the bottom part of the rail, and he's been blocked on his opening shot.
Yeah, just catching a little too much top on the cue ball, and you're right. The 1's always going to go up table, and if the cue ball stays down table, you're much less likely to get a shot.
Tony a little more comfortable in his chair because he knows he's going to come to the table. With a jump cue.
Yeah, he's going to give this back. He didn't even get out of his chair. That's a pretty aggressive push there from Martinez, but we'll see if he can come with Some Feder Gorse type stuff here. The variable in these two is that there's still 7 or 8 balls on the table if you miss, and the chances of getting safe, even though it's unplanned and it's a risk, is not always going to happen, but it figures into the overall equation a bit. Almost got it, but here's the variable. And he ended up okay, as long as the 3-1 doesn't play into the 7-3, would be unlikely. They called it immediately.
Sure. It lays where it's makeable. It, you know, it's not a real low percentage shot, but it's not a real high percentage shot either.
Got it.
Yep.
Reasonably okay on the 1. Play the cue ball cross table here. He missed it by so much that I'm almost questioning whether he played safe.
I think that was a safe. I
yeah.
think the safe, the speed was to get behind the 9.
Right, and it seemed to me like if you were going to pocket it, you would have played it with left. But still, I'm surprised he didn't stick with offense there. Does Martinez have the window here?
I don't think he does, but let's see. It looks like he's playing it, or is he banking it cross corner? No, he had the window.
So one more strong pocketing shot from Martinez here, and he should be good on the last 5 balls. This would be a big match for him. He's gonna have to play the cue ball over to the left long rail and back across for the 5 in the corner. Just focus on the pocketing here. The cue ball, I mean, you got to draw it, but it's gonna play naturally over.
Little facial expression, basically saying, "I have no choice. I got to go for this."
Yeah. Just slightly off. Gonna get safe. Tony's gonna have a chance at an offensive bank here.
Do you go for the bank or do you go the safe behind the 10?
Yeah, I mean, the safe, I would be playing safe, but just considering his banking prowess, I'm sure it's crossing his mind. He did call it.
You called it. He's called the bank shot on the deuce.
He's been short on every bank. So now a big chance for Martinez here.
Wow. I really like the safe there. I'm up for banking shots, and especially Tony being the one pocket player that he is. But every now and then, you're going to miss one of those banks that you think you're 95% on.
Well, and really, he's missed 4 banks in the overall match. This one is very specific to in a big spot, and he's come short every time too. Might have to play the cue ball in between the 8 and the rail here.
I like that. That's where he put his cue down, is where he wants to land the cue ball.
Yeah, speed's got to be good. Can use the 3rd rail to kill the speed of the cue ball.
Got a nice angle coming in there too.
But he'll be feeling the nerves here. He's good.
Pretty much same shot right here coming up. Oh, it's to a corner, and he goes 2 rails up for the 8 in the side.
Yeah, just a bunch of shots here, but I think regardless of the cue ball path he plays, he'll be shooting the 8 in the side next.
This is pretty much a standard drill. Get to the center of the table.
There you go. And Lazaro Martinez, big favorite now to pull off the upset against Tony Chohan.
He's going to have to come around that 9 ball. Got a little bit more angle than he wanted. It's one of the downfalls or pitfalls of playing position to the side pockets. Looks like he's just going to stop it and hold it right there.
Yeah, cheated
No,
the
he
far
was
right.
straighter than we thought.
Cheated the far right part of the pocket. Good play. Well, the American juniors are off to a strong start in the Las Vegas Men's Open. Joey Tate didn't quite get through his match, but played a good set overall. Zara Martinez coming through with the, looks like he'll come through with the win in the first round here.
Payne McBride is tied 1 set apiece, and Lazaro Martinez from New Braunfels, Texas, looking good to take down Tony Chohan with this 10 ball. Two sets to 1, and he does. What a match from both these gentlemen.
Good win for the junior player.
Couple of missed shots by both players at very key moments, changing the outcome of this tournament for them, of this match. This is George Teacha and Eric Horlifson. We have a lot of more pool coming on. Stay with us. Come back. We'll be having another match at 7:30. And we'll be right back, folks.
Okay.
See you later.
Talk to you soon.
And hello and welcome, pool fans from all over the world. We are kicking off the 2025 Predator Pro Billiards Series here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. 8 pro tournaments, 200 of the best men and women players in the world competing for over $400,000 in prize funds. This is the Kamui Las Vegas Men's Open. 128 players playing here for a $125,000 prize fund, $37,500 for the winner. The game is 10 ball, best of 3 sets, races to 4. If tied at 3 games in the final set, we go to the shootout. Once we play down to stage 2, the final 32, it will change to best of 4 set, still races to 4, and if tied in the final set, it goes to a shootout. And we have quite a treat for you here today in the commentary booth with a U.S. Open 9-ball champion and a Willie Mosconi record breaker. Ladies and gentlemen, John Schmidt is here with me. This is George Teachea, and what we have in store for you is Sergio Rivas and Jose Alberto Delgado. Delgado from Spain, Rivas from the New Orleans area, 25-year-old, up-and-coming player, plays a lot of one pocket. John, tell us more about these players.
I'm not as familiar with Delgado, but anyone that's a 770 Fargo, we all know is an incredible player. I would have to give him the slight edge playing rotation, but Sergio, I would put in the top, 8 or 10 in the country playing one pocket. That's a strong statement.
Oh, wow, that is a
he's
strong statement.
Great player. Yeah,
sure.
He's a great player and a nice young man.
Well,
and this will be my first chance to watch him play rotation. And it'll be interesting just to see how they settle in, kind of first match of the tournament. A lot of pressure on both players.
sure. Sergio, a 746 Fargo-rated player, a 25-year-old. His opponent is a 778 Fargo-rated player from Spain.
Mm-hmm.
Opening break looked kind of dry. No, he made a ball. Yeah, he's made one. 6-9 balls. Looking for a 1-3 combo. John, walk us through this.
Yeah, you got to play the combination here. These kind of shots are tricky because they really make you shoot them. You have to go for this, but these are missable. Even the best players in the world will miss these little combinations once in a while.
And the 4 complicated things there a little bit. Yeah.
Right.
Do you like the carom here or the safety?
I think the carom's laying a little funny. I think he'll drive the 1 back up past the 5-6 and try to hold behind the 4 with some inside English. Well, okay. Playing left-handed, that kind of limited what he could do.
Okay.
He won't be thrilled with that.
And not everyone can play opposite-handed and lean over the table.
Yeah, and do
Sure.
all the spin and everything. Well, this is a testy opening shot here for Delgado. Even if you pocket the 1, your cue ball's moving in the wrong direction. So this will be a tester right off the bat. This looks pretty routine, but it's much harder than it looks. Good shot there.
Yeah, Delgado is one of the Spanish contingent that comes over from Spain with FSR, David, Alcaide, Jonas.
Mm-hmm.
Suto.
Yeah.
And they all come over. They're always hanging together. They support each other.
Right.
And he's always in the semifinals. He's up close in this tournament in Spain. He hasn't had too much success here in Las Vegas, but he's here and playing.
Yeah, and there's just so many great players that back in the day, with the, it was only like the American players. So like every pro player had 30 big pro wins. Nowadays, to have 1 win or be in a finals, that is really an accomplishment. The fields are deeper. The players today don't play better than those guys, but man, there's like 200 more of them.
Yes.
And anybody that wants to argue that is just not being honest with themselves.
And they play good enough to challenge you.
Oh, yeah.
They'll test you.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, a guy that's a 770 Fargo, there's like 500 players around the world that play like that, and it just wasn't like that 20, 30 years ago. So the game's growing, and Predator's a big part of that and a big reason for that. Oh, nice shot there. I think, see, if you shoot the 6 in the corner here, your cue ball will lay against the rail by the 10. If you play the 6 to the right-hand side, you could slide out for a much easier shot on the 8. It'd be interesting to see what he does. Oh, he's going up into the corner. Yeah, that was a good shot.
Yeah, I liked it in the corner.
Yeah, yep.
I liked it in the corner because the side pocket could have been a little bit of a problem.
Sure.
This
Yep.
guaranteed him a shot on the 8, and it lays nice for the 9.
Oh, for sure. I'd
Okay.
like to have $1 for every ball I've missed in the side pockets. They're just, because you can't rub the rail going in, so it has to be a field goal and go right in there.
My objection to shooting balls to the side pocket is not so much missing the ball, it's the angles that if you don't end up with the right angle when you play position, you're going to have to work harder to get position on the next ball.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's done a great job here, and he closes out the rack with a win and goes up 1-0 in a race to 4. Our referee is Anna Wang from the Netherlands, and she'll be using the Aerorack, playing on the Predator Apex tables, the Arcadia Cloth, the Arco balls, which, as John mentioned in his last match in commentary, he feels they're the best balls on the market, and I am in total agreement. And I've had several racks of balls. In fact, I went on Facebook one time and I weighed them all, the Aeromyth Pro and the Aeromyth Tournament Pro, and these, and the differences and the way they play, and I truly like these balls better.
Yeah, they play great.
Interested in a set? PredatorCues.com. For any of the Predator equipment, the new Arco table, take a look at it. It is something to look
Yeah,
at.
it's really well. If you get underneath
the Arc table. Also.
George, you get underneath the table, and it's made out of like iron beams. It's one of the best constructed tables I've ever seen. They play great. They come with the tight pockets from the factory. I mean, they really, Predator usually, when they try to do something, they get it right. Even if not right off the bat, they fix it, they study it, and they engineer it correctly. And over the years, every product they've ever put out has just been top notch.
I have to totally agree with you, John, in respect that when Predator first came out with the tables, I was there. I was in Vegas, right here in Vegas, and they had some problems with the tables. He flew in people from Europe. He flew in mechanics from California.
That's right.
He
didn't play the blame game, and he just said, "What's wrong?"
Fixed
That's
it.
right.
On Saturday of that tournament, in the finals for the World 10 Ball, they had a good perfect rolling equipment for the stream table for all the finals and the semifinals.
Yeah.
They worked very hard, throughout the night and got it done.
Yeah.
That's a true testament.
Yep, that's right. What a tough shot Sergio's faced with here. Elevated over the 8. And if you manage to make the 1, you still have to get the cue ball out past the 7-10. So a very, very difficult shot to start. Wow, what a great hit that was. Nice shot.
Oh, that didn't bother him, did it?
No, I don't think so. Yeah,
Space between there? Yeah,
he's in
does.
good shape. That was a fantastic shot.
He's going to have to elevate here because he's going to have to go up by the 5 ball. I don't think he'll try to go around underneath the 10. So, no, he's not elevating. So, let's see how he handles
I think he's
this.
just going to roll forward and take the little bit longer shot on the purple. Okay, good shot. Smart. Now this is difficult here to be. If you hit this 4 with just a high ball, your cue ball doesn't track to the 5 correctly. He would have to manipulate this cue ball with left or a lot of right. So this is much more difficult than it might look.
Would you rather play this with a hint of inside?
Well, with inside English and all the deflection involved on new cloth, I might favor the low outside and peel around. But really, the high left is the right shot. But see, your make percentage is higher doing it that way.
Plus, his speed can be better that way.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it worked out real nice. Yeah,
favorable bump. Really helped. Yeah, it's interesting. Those are the shots that lay in between, and either one works.
Yes.
One more touchy than the other, and he went with the higher percentage, I would think,
That's right.
with the full stroke.
Well, George, these pro players have that innate sense from experience, and everything's an educated guess. Now, down in New Orleans, where he's from, with more friction, he might have played that with just a tiny bit of high inside English. But on new cloth, that's a sketchy shot. So you have to make those judgments on the fly. And at 25 years old, you're looking at a guy here that really has the experience of a 200-year-old person. He just has played so much pool, he really knows what he's doing.
He gets out and played, and 2024 was his best year money-wise, according to AZ Billiards. And he's been coming, and shows that he's up and coming. I've heard his name for several years, 5 years. Where he's a good one-pocket player. You don't really see him in the rotation games. You probably see him a lot in the New Orleans area,
right?
But not out here. But now he's making the rounds out here, and he's having some success. Much better success than he had with that 7-ball.
Yeah, when you're elevated, it just is such a hard shot. But at his level, he figures to make that most of the time, and he'll be disappointed missing that ball.
Yeah, he's pretty happy about the way things ended up, though. It looks like the 10-ball has. Maybe not. It might be open for Delgado.
Yeah, I can't quite tell if he can see
really
it.
tight,
It looks like he's cueing his jump cue.
And there you see from Buffalo Billiards and some of his sponsors on his shirt.
Yeah, that's an iconic pool room.
Yeah, you get to climb on the tables.
Yeah,
there.
I haven't been there in a long time, but that's a great place. I've been there a few times, and the owner always treated me good, and a lot of action there. It's quite a place.
Yeah, it's quite the place for the players, and now they have a huge one-pocket tournament there.
Right.
There's more money wagered on that tournament than probably is, and
yeah,
in all 8 of these.
Yeah, they have Calcuttas that are unbelievable.
They're just huge. The young man from the Caballero from España, Delgado, and this Caballero with ball in hand on the 7.
I like the way he played this. A lot of people would have stopped, and then this is, in my opinion, the right way to play it, because with the new cloth, this opens up so nice off the second rail that you don't have to spin the cue ball as much, and your make percentage goes up. You won't ever scratch here. Well, never say never, but but I like the way he played this. Oh, man.
Oh, he didn't have to.
He's supposed to make that ball at his level, yeah. He's just not settled in. He's not settled in yet.
Yeah.
And, we talk about this all the time, and I maybe it's something that affects me more than most players, but pressure is an amazing thing. And in that shot, when he's at home practicing by himself and relaxing, he just might never miss it. And look what you can miss when you're out there on camera with the crowd, with another monster staring you down. It's amazing the shots you can miss.
Definitely, most definitely.
It's like the left side of your brain shuts off or something.
And makes you, dot your I's and cross your T's. And check them twice.
Yeah.
Because you have to come with it, or go down 2-0.
Well, now I don't like making excuses for players because Sergio's too good of a player, but I'll tell you something. He plays in a very wet environment, and without going down that whole rabbit hole, when you're playing on a wet table, 10,000 hours a year like he does, that shot, that 8-ball, you're going to aim that ball fuller and expect more swerve. Well, here in Vegas, it's very dry, very slippery. Now there's more push, more deflection, and sure enough, he let's see, I think he overcut the ball. Well, actually, that would kind of be the opposite of what I'm thinking. So that doesn't make sense. But it can really trick you when you go from high friction to low friction. And so you have to aim for it, and that's why he missed that ball. He aimed too thin or thick. But at home, that was probably the correct way to aim the ball, because he plays in one of the wettest environments probably in America, down in New Orleans.
Now, I don't recall exactly how it laid. I mean, it laid good for the two-rail follow.
Yeah.
Could he have drawn the ball off the long rail?
Yeah, but that really would be your second or third choice. Yeah, you would want to hit it high right like he played, and he just missed it.
Well, let's watch this break. Cue ball's gone forward, and there goes the 1. No, it's going to set up. It's going to set up, and he'll be disappointed with that break in the position of the 1. That's kind of unusual that the 1 ball comes down to that corner. It usually heads up table, but it must have got a strong kiss, or the point of the side pocket, and come back towards the lower corner.
Now he has to play this 1 very thin. You almost can't hit this too thin.
And with new cloth, the inside English won't take.
He's
so
going
gonna go
around the
it.
9.
Yeah, he's going to go around him.
Ooh, easy turbo, good shot.
Oh, what a nice shot that was.
Yeah, that was.
Normally you play that ball with a lot of left spin and
Right
go
on
straight
like
up,
a wet table.
but
Yeah,
with new cloth, that
Yep.
will not take.
it won't take.
You're going to go into the 10 ball. Well, now this just opened up for him and looks pretty nice.
Yeah, if the 5 passes a 7 to the right, that makes position a lot simpler. If it doesn't, he's going to have to really fall on the 4 correctly. But I think it passes. The 6 to the 7 is going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, he's got to
Very difficult.
avoid the 9 and the 10. And the 5 to the 6 to get that angle
Right.
is not the easiest of things either.
Yeah, don't get straight in on this 5
Yeah.
ball. Oh, that's
hello.
Now I believe he's going to duck behind the 7.
Oh, because he can nestle
Yeah,
him against the
yeah.
rail in the 7
Yeah.
and really make it difficult. It lays so nice for this, and that's exactly what he's aiming up to do. Yeah,
Nice
just like
touch,
that.
nice
That's
touch.
such an effective safety.
Yeah.
And that's from playing one pocket.
Yeah, really
That's the
is.
kind of safeties you play in one pocket. As you well taught me one day at my home.
Yeah, well, that was fun down there in Tucson.
Yeah, it was.
I got to check out your awesome Harley and beautiful house and great wife. Yep, you got quite the rough setup there, don't you, George? Got to bend this rubber in a little bit to miss the 7. Yeah,
Oh,
nice
what a
shot.
nice
Yeah,
shot.
nice shot.
Yeah, the guy was real steady. Nice,
Mm-hmm.
nice fundamentals. He plays right with his buddies. I tell you.
Oh
from
yeah,
Spain.
sure.
He's doesn't have the notoriety they do, or nor the successes they've had, but he's well on his way, and he's 31 years old, so
Oh yeah.
he's got time
Oh, he's got plenty of time. Well, I'd be looking to see if that 8 is dead up in the corner.
for a kick.
Yeah, he might be able to.
Oh, it's going to sell out.
Yeah.
It sure is. I wonder if he was trying to hit maybe one of the balls there to keep it behind there.
Now this shot here, I mean, I think he plays safe here. If he tries to roll this in,
Do you cross that and try to lay the cue
that-
ball behind the 6-9?
I kind of like that, or maybe even 2 rail on the 5 up, kind
Okay.
of where he's standing
I
and
didn't know he
hiding
could
it.
see that side of the
if he
ball.
can do that.
I didn't know he could see that side of the ball.
Yeah,
That's what
we're-
he's doing.
Yeah, we're guessing from over here, of course, a little bit. Yeah,
That's
a
what he
nice
was
little
doing
shot.
the whole time. That's where he wanted to end up either way. And actually, the 5 ball's in a much better location playing it that way than crossing it.
I'll tell you, I know this sounds kind of cowardly, but I sometimes consider pushing that 6 up into traffic here and giving them ball in hand, because if you miss this kick, you know, at the pro level, you're going to lose the game almost every time.
That's a big ball.
I mean, you're right. It is at his level. He's going to hit that kick a lot. But, you know, there's times where I don't mind just tying him up and seeing
Well,
what.
I get you.
But there, yeah, you got to go
all
for
the
kick.
strategies.
Yeah.
The only thing I would say about that strategy, in my opinion, and I'm not a pro player, you are, but in my opinion, I just hate to let my opponent come to the table and just giving him ball in hand. That
No,
just-
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a last resort type thing.
Oh,
that was interesting.
I bet he could do that again.
Yeah, missed
Wow,
it
what
going
a
in,
shot.
caught it coming out, or, you know, I would think he meant to hit it going in,
Yeah,
but
that would have been a great shot if he played it that way.
now this is treacherous. I think Sergio's going to try to hit this real slow and kind of just fall behind the 6. Yeah, oh boy,
And he's hit it
that's
nice.
about as good as you could do.
Yeah.
He won't like the next one though.
Just an ounce harder, and he would have got behind the 9.
George, do you like kind of turning this 5 with left-hand English up towards the 7 and trying to bank it up there and playing shape on the 6?
I just like to stick him on the 8.
Or just stick him and go all
I
in?
just like to stick him on the 8.
Yeah, go all in on the safety.
Well, he's got a choice behind the 8 or behind the 10. Or even behind the 9.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Especially when you can stick them like that.
Yeah, two-way shots are cute, but really that's the right shot there.
Because it's a confining safety. I mean, it really puts... It does too. It demoralizes your opponent, too, when they play, you get safeties like this. That's a tough one. Nice 2-rail kick. But tough nonetheless. Just the cueing.
Yeah, this is not a big ball. This is you're kicking it 2 1/4 inches right here.
Yeah, it's out in the middle. That's
the 6 to the 7 is going to be difficult. A lot of balls kind of in the way. He has to land on this 6 just right to move back to the 7.
Great point, and that's exactly what he was looking at.
Yeah, I mean, kind of just
he heard you.
Just shows how tough pool is. You know, you think, well, this guy's a world-class player, 5, 6 balls on the table, piece of cake. No, you got to hit your mark here on the 6.
Yeah, he's doing our job for us, and he just laid his hand right by the left, the side pocket, and he's going to hit just below the side pocket to come down for this 6 ball.
You know, it's funny. I remember like Rempe and Varner and those guys kind of a little bit before my era, but basically when you drew a guy from Poland or Spain, it was like, all right, sweet, I get a warm-up match. And now when you can't pronounce their name, you're dead.
Well, that would make me an awfully good player because I can pronounce a lot of names. I have fun with it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's now whenever they're from another country, you're like, oh, no.
Wow, he played that extremely. I mean, that was very pinpoint.
Well, to be honest with you, I believe he was trying to hit on this side of the side, and he caught that ball maybe a fraction thinner than he meant, and because you're just not going to threaten that side like that hit.
Exactly, he's not going to want to come across
it. That spooked him.
Yeah, that's why I said if he played it that way, that was an awfully good shot.
Right.
I was even thinking of going short rail shape on the 7 because it just laid so much nicer.
That's right. It's a tough little shot here. This shot here is missable. Got to keep your head still.
Especially when he wants to just lay the cue ball to the bottom rail and up a little. It looks like he's going to come around the 9. Will he bump the 10? Oh, he just.
Nice shot.
That was such a pure stroke.
Yeah, he's in stroke and feeling confident. I can tell because when shots come up where he can just drift it, he's doing it like it's nothing.
Has had quite a bit of success in the Euro Tours. Not winning a lot of them, but he's semi-finalist quite a bit. He's up there.
Yeah. Well, in between racks here real quick, George, I just want to give a shout out, and it's kind of cliche to do it, but to some people that mean a lot to me, Kyle and Jason and Brian and Josh and Lori, Haley, Danny, all my friends back in Wyoming. Miss all you guys and love you, and I think they're tuning in and watching, so I've turned them into a bunch of pool degenerates up there, and they're a great bunch of people, and they've really improved their pool games too in the last year. So that's fun for me to see. I'm like a proud father watching all my little grasshoppers get better. You know what I mean?
Good for you, John.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of these stats here. As we can see, I like to look at the overall performance of table time at the table. Delgado's been much more efficient with his time at the table, as he's got 3 games. And he's only been at the table 39% of the time. Shot after the break. Sergio has come up with those. Break success. Sergio again having the advantage, but he trails 3-0. Fouls, they both have a foul. Missed shots, 2-1. Sergio with the lead there. It's not a lead you want to have. And balls pocketed, of course, Delgado has been more efficient in less time.
Yeah, he's played basically perfect so far, and you know, when you come out and play the Pro Tour, I mean, that is what you're going to expect. You better bring your game and be ready because everybody plays great, and believe me, Sergio can play like this too, and if Delgado lets up at all or the momentum changes, you know, Sergio could very easily win this set 4-3, 4-3, win the whole match.
I've been calling this since it's, the little races to 4 since they started with them. And you see this happen a lot. They jump out to a 3-0 lead, and the next thing you know, they're tied at 3.
Sure.
Because it's such a short race, and it doesn't take too much to get those 3 games.
That's right.
You know, you take over a rack, you break and run, and then maybe a combo comes up, and all of a sudden, in 7 minutes,
Well,
you're
it
tied.
just happened to Chohan.
Sure.
You know, I think Chohan's match went just like that. I'm just going to try to 2-rail kick here. Might have to kind of tighten this up with some draw. Put a little pace on it. Nice shot.
It's going to come right back on
Yeah,
the 8 almost.
yeah.
I thought it was going to come right back over by that between the 5 and the 8. Well, this is a shot, but a tester.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he can't hit it too hard because he wants to hold for the 3 on the side.
Well, what's always spooky about these shots to me is you're just kind of nicking it over towards the pocket. If you miss it, you know it's going to be right by the hole for the guy. So you're all in when you shoot at these.
Yeah.
These feel a little easier when you're up 3-0, but still very missable.
And this is one of those shots that's hit fat a lot when you shoot it soft.
That's right. He smoothed it right in there. Yeah, he's in full control of his game. I like that he plays kind of quick, too. I've never been a fan of the slow play.
You got to have a rhythm to the
man.
game. You
I
got to
mean,
have it. It's just so much more fun to
yeah.
watch. It's just so much easier to watch. Feel more like an artist or a musician or a dancer. You know?
Yeah, the struggling and
through
playing slow and just wiping your cue down 16 times a rack. I don't understand how anybody could play good like that. But to each his own, of course. But I like the players that just get on with it. I mean, Strickland proved that it's obviously doable.
Great tempo.
Yeah. This guy here just goes right about his business. I like that. Playing with the wood shafts, that's almost interesting. It used to be, wow, he's playing with a carbon fiber, and now it's, wow,
It's
he's
the
playing with
opposite.
the wood. Yeah.
Yeah, you recently went to the carbon fiber.
Yeah, well, about 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I would have started my career with the Predator P3Q and a Revo. It just would have made things so much simpler. Nice shot there. Don't clip it. Okay, now it's a little tricky. That little clip made it a lot harder.
It complicated things. 'Cause now he's going to be moving the cue ball towards the 8.
Yeah, I mean, this is, if he doesn't clip that 8, he would have been straight on the 7 and stop. Now it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so he's going to go by the 8 and back over again?
I believe so. Nice shot.
Yep.
Because he couldn't hit that 7 ball with bottom left, which is how a good player would want to shoot it. He had to hit it with like bottom, and that makes it a little tougher to aim.
Okay.
Otherwise, the cue ball would have peeled upstream on him if you used the left, you know.
Sure.
So that was a little bit harder than it looked.
And after, knowing that you've run 626 balls, I know aiming is not much of a problem for you.
No, it's just showing
It's
up
quite
is
a
more
few
of an
balls.
issue. Yeah, that's kind of more of an issue for me, just showing up. This is really my first time out in public in 2 years, and it's fun. It's watching this pool is making me want to play, which is good. I need to get in some tournaments, and watching these great players play is really getting me in the mood to play.
I love what I do with Predator, coming out
yeah.
to all these. I've been doing it since like 2015 or 2016 when they started coming to Vegas and getting involved. CSI, of course, at first, and then Predator got involved with it. And it's
you're
a
like
pleasure.
the Jim Nance now. I get your voice. I kind of like I associate your voice with the events,
But I just I tickle pink every time they call me back.
Yeah.
Sometimes I leave here and I wonder if they call me back.
Right.
And they do. And I thank them every time.
Yeah, there's so many great commentators out there, and everybody's style is different. For me, I've never really been an analytical one because obviously I could do that, but I've always felt like the people that are watching these streams probably know what they're looking at, and I think I'm trying to change my mind a little bit on that and try to explain how to get out. If you already know what I'm talking about, great, but if you don't, maybe I'm going to help the viewers at home. because the smaller streams over the last 20 years, you know, you'd have 400 people watching. Well, they were all hardcore players that knew what they were watching. The sport is growing to where there's people just getting into the game and watching, and I think, you know, the way like a Jeremy Jones does it is very informative. They learn a lot, and so that's something I might lean on a little bit more.
Well, exactly. They bring along the mediocre or start beginning players because they want to be informed. How would a pro play this? How would a pro play that? You know, and then they also like the analytical part or the information part where they want to know about the players. So I'm not a pro player. You know, you guys are. You know,
Well, you're a competent player, though. I mean, you understand the game.
And so I have to beat you guys with knowledge about the players, things like that. And you guys come with the explanations and the English and why it did this and why it did that. And that's what makes things nice.
I'm a little guilty as the little bit of commentating I've done of just thinking that everybody really is a good player and knows what they're looking at. And I kind of forget, you know, not everybody does. And so you might hear me drone on sometimes about how to get out, because that is how you learn. I've learned so much from YouTube over the years on different subjects, and that's what's happening with pool, why the game is growing so much. These streams are huge for the game.
They really are, and you know, some people spend a lot of time on YouTube watching these streams, and it improves their game.
Well, I learned, George, I learned watching ESPN once a month. It was horrible footage. The commentary was horrific, and then they come back from a commercial, and it was hill, and you know, YouTube, you can really figure out what you're doing.
Yeah, you can run it back.
And these streams that Predator puts on is just great. Now he's got to make a nice shot here. He has to draw back. He has about a 5-inch area to hit here to land on the 5.
Yeah, he wants to be right about where he is now.
Right, but he doesn't want to come up short. If you're going to air one way or the other, be long so you're not hooked. Wow, he is just tuned in.
Oh, he's tuned into the table.
What a shot.
He's tuned into that cloth. That was a very nice stroke. Those are the tougher draw shots. Everybody can get up and draw it, you know, 4 diamonds, 5 diamonds. But to draw it 2 diamonds like he just did,
that was good.
With precision. I always have problems with that word. Is a little tough. This is not easy to get on the 6.
No, he's going to have to. I think he's going to go across twice.
He's taking his extension. Keep in mind they are on the 30-second time clock. They have 60 seconds after the break, and then they have 1 extension, and it's 30 seconds.
Well, he's going
into the 8. Oh, and failed.
Now he's going to have to. I think he can still make it, George.
It looks like he can, but his position is going to be. You have to slow roll this, and let's see how he handles it. Oh, he just played the safety.
Nice.
That's where I was going to go with it next. He could just stick it there. You have to be very disciplined to play shots like that. Yeah,
because you really want to go. You know,
you want to go. You want to. I got to see if I can make this ball and come over.
Kind of using the mirror system here. Now with new cloth, though, you better back up about 1 ball. Oh, nice shot, Serge. Nice shot.
It didn't come up too bad, but he's given up a straight-in shot to the corner pocket. It's just a touch shot. And he'll have shape on the 7 on the side. I don't like these shots.
No, because your cue ball's going to move to the right here and be kind of laying on the rail if you do manage to make the 6. This is quite difficult here. But, you know, being up a set, it's a little easier, I suppose, but yeah, and then when you're jacked up like this is a super hard shot. But this guy's just dialed in like holy cow. If anybody wonders why I stay home, it's because there's like 100 guys that play like this every time. I mean, if you guys are wondering.
Well, you know, these races to 4, it's a high tension, high pressure. Because, you know, at any given time, they can come back.
Oh, yeah, sure.
One mistake.
Well, and these European players, what they do very smartly, the American players, they're scrambling, giving lessons, playing money games, bar box, 1 pocket, blah, blah, blah. These guys will literally get a Predator table, the Arcadia cloth, the Arcos balls, and play nothing but 10 ball for 6 months to come here and play these events. I mean, they're prepping right, and they're tough.
Yeah, well, they also have a great tour in Europe.
Right.
They have all the Euro tours
Right.
that you know, different cities, and their proximity to each other.
Close,
They're close, so they don't have the travel
That's-
expenses
that's right.
that players here in America have to face,
Yep.
especially when they want to go across the ocean
That's right.
and play in those.
That's, yeah.
Well, here we go. Set number 1, set number 2. Delgado outplaying Rivas, 37 balls to 13.
Yeah,
Time at
Sergio
the table.
hasn't gotten comfortable, and,
No.
and Delgado's played amazing, which, you know, when somebody's playing this good against you, it is really hard to work up the mojo to just play good. It's almost easy sometimes to just throw in the towel and go, well, he's just playing so good, there's nothing I can do. But we'll see if Sergio can claw back and make a match out of this. But
These matches I've seen, you know, they're able to come back. It doesn't take too much. You have to stay with it and just look for that opening and not give them a second opening once you give,
Yeah.
you know, if you get back to the table.
yeah,
You got to play real steady.
now this Delgado has played really kind of amazing so far. He hasn't hardly missed a ball.
Well, he won the first set 4-0. He's ahead 1-0 in the second.
This kind of puts in perspective how great like Fedor plays and Shane plays. When you think about all the tournaments they've won, there's a field full of guys like this Delgado, and you're winning all these tournaments and you're beating a whole field full of like Delgados and Sergio Rivas, and it really lets you understand how great they're playing to win those tournaments.
Well, you just mentioned something that's great for the Pro Billiard Series is Federer is a three-peat winner.
Jeez,
The only
that's
one.
just almost hard and impossible to
He won
even picture.
Arizona twice, and then he won. I can't remember the last one he won, but he's won one more after that.
Yeah,
Might
he's
have
an
been
incredible,
Wisconsin or-
incredible player. I mean, when I was playing all the tournaments, I don't want to sound like Al Bundy in the glory days, but believe me, I was dealing with Strickland, Bustamante, and Efren and all them and Archer in their prime, but there was not 200 of them. The tournaments I was playing in was like 64-man fields. Half of that field was plumbers and electricians. The fields now are insane. There's literally 128 players, and 100 of them will be world-class players. The fields are just much tougher now. So when Federer is a three-peat winner with these fields, I can't even wrap my head around that hardly.
Interesting push out here. He's challenged him on this shot. This is not a bad shot to take on
I'll tell you
that
what,
bank.
I would give this back. I mean, this.
I actually like shooting
Oh,
this
you'd
shot
shoot this one.
and go 2 rails for position on the 4. Heck, at the worst, you might get
Actually,
lucky
yeah, he
and
did
leave it
okay.
because there's a lot in the way.
Yeah,
That ball laid nice to be made.
Yeah.
And position. It was natural.
that's true. Yeah, the bank and the shape
Yeah.
was there.
And you had 4 balls, 6 balls that could come into play to block it.
Well, you got to factor
miss.
in that I'm a coward, though. See, I like to. I'm always thinking, how can I duck and like not shoot at my hole?
I'm going to have to disagree with you there, John. I don't think you're a coward. I think you're a heck of a player.
Well,
But
oh, what I mean, this guy is just playing
Yeah,
like
he's-
a maniac.
he's tuned in.
You know, it's amazing. You go to a pro golf tournament, and those guys will tee up a ball, and it's really not hard for them to just tee up a ball, hit it 300 yards relatively down the middle. The crowd goes nuts. These players will make the greatest shots like he just made, and quite as a trip. I don't even think sometimes the crowd knows what a hard
Well,
shot
that's
is.
exactly where I was going to go with
Yeah.
that. Once you said
Yeah.
that, I was going to say, and 75% of the people
Yeah.
don't know how good that was.
Don't
Don't understand how good that was.
They assume that he makes that every time or something. Like that was really a great shot.
Yeah, those are testers,
yeah.
big testers. I like how the English got
Uh-huh.
him to where he's at.
That's right. Climbs right up that rail.
Extra speed with
Yeah,
the
this
English.
boy can play here.
I always like to say that English equals speed because it adds a little to it, especially on responsive rails. Things that won't happen in very humid conditions.
Right. Now these tables, these tables play amazing, so that lets the players shine, and then a byproduct of the great play is really, the great play is a byproduct of the dry air, the Predator chalk, because it reduces the skids and the friction and the balls being all dirty and everything. So it lets the players really shine and show you what they're really capable of.
That is very true what you just said. It just brought to mind that since I've had these Predator balls, I don't recall a skid.
Well, I've had like 2 skids playing pool in the last 5 years. I've shot in like 200,000 balls. I mean, skids are caused by chalk, and I'm still willing to bet 100,000 on that, as I was challenged by, I won't bring up who, but it's what causes the skids. And so now that we've removed that from the game, you just don't see that, and that's really nice for the players.
Yeah, these new chalks, in fact, the pure, and I think that's the best
Predator
one.
pure chalk plays amazing.
Nice little stun shot to go ahead. 2 games in the second set after winning the first.
Yeah, this Delgado's played pool about as good as humanly possible up to this point.
Yeah. Excellent start in his first round. Sergio not too happy in his chair, but what pool player is?
And Sergio is a very laid back, doesn't really look thrilled. I mean, either way, which is there's a strength to that. It's like Rafael Martinez. You wouldn't know if he was winning or losing.
Talk about a stroke and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. You brought to mind quite a player.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the ball it's pocketed. You see it's rather 6 games to 0. It means 47-13. Shot after the break success. Overall performance, 250 points is quite a bit.
This is a testament to how much courage it takes to come out and play these pro events. I mean, think about Sergio has got to get on a plane, come all the way from New Orleans, pay all the expenses and all the stuff that goes with it. And this is what he's dealing with first round. A lot like I'm saying, back in my day, the first round, I was playing my mom and then a plumber and then Ronald McDonald, and then I was in the semifinals. Now you're playing killers right off the bat.
There's a lot to be said for that.
The fields now are these Predator fields. I mean, there's $400,000 worth of prize money up for grabs here. This is turning into like, I feel like I was born a little too early. Pool's starting to really come around.
This is an open tournament in Las Vegas when they have the World 10 ball here. Now that's a $75,000. You win that, you win $75,000, and that'll be held in Vietnam this year, in the latter part of September.
Yeah, Predator's doing amazing things.
But they've taken it to Austria. They've taken it to New Zealand just recently. These are world tournaments, title tournaments, and so they're taking them to the world.
And I'm biased. I'm a player rep for Predator, but I'd like to say this in Predator's defense. If you are on the fence about spending money in the industry, we would love to have you. And here's why I believe somebody should support Predator. They are putting more money back in the game for the juniors, for the women, for the game, for the pros, for the amateurs than anybody I've ever seen. And so, we really appreciate it when you support the Predator products, and they're fantastic products, but you're dealing with the company that really gives back to the sport, and we appreciate it when you give us your business.
Well, one thing about that, John, just to touch on it lightly, is Predator listens to the players, and they make the changes, like this table.
Sure.
They made changes on it. The cloth, this is edition number 4, I believe. They had 3 editions that were thinner, and it didn't play as well, so they changed it. And so they've changed things, or they've, Aeromith is making the balls for them. To their standards.
Right.
So they've improved on the standards, and they've had success.
Well, it really is simple. People, my close friends, ask me, like, look, does your cue really play good? Or are you just saying that because they pay you? And I'm like, look, no pool sponsor is going to pay the players millions like golf. Now, if they paid me millions, I would use a mop handle and tell you it's the greatest. But you want to use what you're going to win with. And the players, the reason all the pros are using Predators is because they can win more often with these cues. Yeah, I've got most of my buddies back in my hometown using the Predators and the Revos, and I think they've all seen that they are better, they are easier to play with, more consistent, more power. Nice little shot there. Hang in there, Sergio. Just hang in there. And you can use this match as a springboard for the next match, too. If you put a couple racks under your belt, get your confidence. Even if you lose this match, you could go into the next match with a little more confidence and momentum.
Now, thinking about that, so you take away the positives, or do you work on the negatives and bring them into the...
Well, I mean, myself, when I used to lose matches, I wanted to go step right into traffic. I mean, I'm not even going to act like I didn't. But you, I mean, table time is table time. If Sergio can get a few racks under his belt, get to shoot some shots in, win, lose, or draw, that'll be good for him because he is a world-class player. But this match, he hasn't got to swing his arm enough to really get going.
That's a good point.
You know, he's had to do a lot of kicking and safes, and he hasn't had the opportunities.
And this is a game of repetition.
Yes, and opportunities, you know, I mean, but this guy Delgado has just played like a perfect pool.
Now, see, he's got a shot on this one ball, but it's not. Look at the 7 and the 6. That cue ball can rub off there
easily.
and head for trouble.
Yeah, easily. Very tough shot.
Yeah, from this angle, it looks a little. Oh, I was looking at the wrong ball. I was looking at the 9 ball being the cue ball.
Well,
he's got quite an angle.
Oh, and
here.
he's elevated
Tough
a little
shot.
bit too. He's having to elevate to miss the 6. I mean, this is super tough. Yeah,
see,
I don't blame
that's
him.
what I was afraid of right there.
Well, I almost think, and I know sounds defeatist, but I don't believe anybody alive is like the favorite to elevate and punch that ball in. And people argue with me.
Especially
I'm like,
7 feet away.
Right.
Well,
I mean, I'd almost bet on like Fedor shooting that 10 times, missing at 5 or something, you know. It's that hard of a shot.
and is he going to come in nice and tight behind the 5? Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Wow, what a nice safety. Hard to get to now. It's going to take multiple rails. I don't think he can do it in one. Good old 2 rail.
Yeah, wow.
Little Z shot. Get the sword out
This
and
is
Zorro
almost
the shot.
Now, see, this is where I might push the 5 up into the 10-8 or something, because you give up ball in hand. I mean, you're not hitting this kick very often. I don't care who you are. Oh, what a shot. What a shot. Wow.
And there's the roll of the dice.
Yeah,
The ball's around. They don't have to roll in your favor.
No, Sergio hasn't had many opportunities this match, and that's really how 10-ball goes. I believe this Delgado's using a Predator 314. 3 looks like. I'm almost certain. I don't
Looks
think it's the
like it.
Z. A lot of championships have been won with that 314. That's a good shaft. I never did play much with that, but I sure considered it because I've seen a lot of guys win a lot of tournaments with that shaft.
The 314.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these tables are playing so nice, and you're right. You can tell the cloth is a little thicker. The speed's just right. The swerve rate is perfect. I mean, they've got it down to a science.
Yeah, they worked on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
In fact, I believe it was the 3rd edition that they used on that final day at the World 10-ball.
Yeah.
They had it thickened up, and it really improved the way the balls were rolling.
Yeah, we've got 2 9-footers in my hometown here. One of them is one of these Apex tables, and it plays great, and it's due to be reclothed, and we're going to put this cloth on it, I would think. You could just see it just reacts and slides and grips just right. Well, to those at home, if you ever wondered what a world champion pool player looks like, this is it right here. I mean, this guy right here has played about as good as anybody alive could play sets of pool. I haven't seen him do anything wrong. He's made all kind of tough shots.
He's played steady where he had to.
Yeah.
Always on the right side of the ball.
Sure.
He's come into everything just right. Is this a stop shot and play the 9 on the side?
I think so, George. I think so, yeah. Perfect.
He would like to come over a little more because now he's got to go up. Well, he can draw the ball.
Well, he can hit this with
over.
heavy bottom left English and kind of chunk it through the left side of the pocket.
Is he playing this to the corner?
I wouldn't think so.
He's playing to the side. He's playing to the side. He's straighter than we think he is.
Yeah, he'll draw this over to the second diamond just like that.
Yeah, he was straighter than we thought he was. Nice job there.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Well, I just took notice in a long match right next to this table, Payne McBride is in a shootout with his opponent. Too bad we can't swivel the camera.
Yeah,
every time there's a shootout, people know it. God, they flock to the arena.
Yeah, Payne's another one of the youngster little gunslingers that's taking the world by storm.
Yeah, you'll see.
Yep. I haven't really talked to him or met him yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Him and Joey Tate are very good friends, and met them, and I've spoken with both of them a little bit. I had a great conversation this afternoon with Joey and his dad.
Oh, okay.
And it was quite because Joey played one.
Oh, he did.
Match.
Yeah. I was the commentator for his match, and I told him, I said I was really impressed. He really could have won the match. I mean,
Joey is the perfect reason I hate other balls, and I love these. Anybody that has a purple 5's got to be crazy. The 4 ball's been purple for as long as
since I was born.
I'm 72 years old, and I'm telling you right now, the 4 ball is purple.
Right. Right. Now they got these colors right.
Yeah, he shot that wrong. The 5 ball on Shane.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. Yeah,
it was quite. And it looks like. Did he make that? I don't see the 10 ball. Oh, it is. He must have missed the spot shot. I can't tell. I can't tell you, but I would tell you what I can do.
No, he's playing my buddy Ray Cruz. He used to own a pool room in Palmdale, California. Always treated me real nice.
Well, Sergio's got his work cut out. He's got to get on the board for what you said.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is with Sergio, he'll shake this off because you might see him down at Griff's playing a $20,000 set tonight. Like these guys that bet the big money, these tournament players, if they don't do well in the tournament, it's kind of devastating to them. But the Tony Chohans and the Sergios, man, they just go flip the coin and get it on.
Well, I thought I'd be able to find that on our bracket, but I can't get to it yet.
Good shot there.
Keep us informed here as to what these guys are doing.
Yeah, this could end up being a pretty quick match here. But I promise you folks at home, you're not getting to see Sergio in full flight. This kid can really, really play. And he's not really got to show what he can do this match, but you'll see more out of him in the future. He's a super talented player.
Well, the 18-year-old Payne McBride, or 19-year-old Payne McBride, just defeated Ray Cruz 2-1 in a shootout.
Oh, good for Ray. He won a set. That's pretty good playing there, Ray. Ray's a sweetheart of a guy. I've known him quite a while. Yeah, all the killers, all the youngsters. My friend Tyrell Blowers.
He's quite a player.
Well, I'll tell you what. For 20 and under, I don't know if there's. I don't know. Maybe him and oh gosh, what's that little youngster's name from like Kentucky? Bryant? No. He's.
Oh, I know you. I think I know.
He's young.
Eric Roberts.
Yes. Eric Roberts and Tyrell, I think, are the best two players in the country for their age.
Eric 2 years ago came to Las Vegas for the first time, and he put on a show.
Oh yeah.
He went through a lot of named players, and he's quite well.
Him and Tyrell, I think, play pretty close.
Tyrell's
right?
another one.
Oh yeah.
In fact, to tell you the truth, this morning at the Salado table, I was talking to him. He was talking about how you moved into his area and how he's become friends with you.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you mention him because he was talking about it this morning.
Yeah, he's a great kid. I mean,
young man.
Honestly, and this sounds, I mean this, if I had a son, I would want him to be like this Tyrell. He's a great young man. I became friends with his family, his mother, May, and his dad, Bob. They are great people. And they bring me into their home and treat me like family. A couple times a year, I go up and visit them and play pool with Tyrell. So, yeah, he's got a bright future.
Interesting how he played that. I thought he was going to follow between the 6 and the 7 and come down.
Well, he played it the right way on new cloth. That's really the right way to play because it's gonna go bite, let go, and just get perfect. Usually, he got a little unlucky that it got hooked, but he is an absolute dead stroke. I have a feeling you might see this guy win this whole tournament the way he's playing.
He plays well.
Oh yeah.
He plays real well.
I mean,
what a good
I mean,
shot.
how much better is anybody you can name gonna play than this?
Look at that shot.
He
just jumped the ball, went 2 rails with perfect speed for the 4 ball for position on the 4. Yeah, see, I like a new cloth. I might stun it and come off the high rail and come straight towards the 4. On worn cloth, I'm going to go 2 rails forward like he's doing.
Yeah.
But see, that's the one thing about the Predator cloth when it's new. It still grabs that high English.
Yeah.
Not as much as it will later on,
right.
but it still grabs it pretty well.
Most the amount of friction I'm seeing on these tables is just right because usually the cloth right out of the bag is almost too slick and you can't play certain shapes. This looks like it tracks just right, but still slippery enough to play good. I'll tell you.
Jose Alberto Delgado playing pretty well here.
I'll tell you what, folks, pool isn't this easy.
And he's played one heck of a match to be able to be 4 balls away from blanking out Sergio Rivas.
He would have blanked out at just about anybody the way he's played. I mean, it's one of the best hours of pool I've ever seen. I mean, he hasn't done anything wrong.
He's looking pretty happy.
Yeah.
Nice guy too. I mean, well, all the guys from FSR, Alcaide, Jonas. I mean,
they are
real nice kids.
They are,
nice guys with her.
Yeah.
And he's there, and he knows it.
Yeah, this has been quite a performance, and to do it on camera is always fun because it'll be etched in history, and people can watch this.
You know, and some players excel under the lights. Some players do not.
Yeah,
there it is.
Was great playing there. George, it was fun getting a chance to see this match with you, buddy.
John, thanks for your expert commentary. Hope everybody enjoyed that out there. What a match from Jose Alberto Delgado, and Sergio Rios will move on to the 1-loss side. And we'll be back tomorrow with a lot more action. In fact, tomorrow afternoon at 4:30, we have a 1-pocket match between Tony Chohan and Francisco Bustamante.
I'm looking forward to that.
If you like 1-pocket, you better be here.
I think you and I might do that match. That'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Be great.
Thanks for tuning in, folks.
John Schmidt and George DHS saying good night.